as a conscious artist. You speak to the truths of reality as you see them in Brooklyn. You also have artists on your label, Strong Arm Steady. Strong Arm Steady are from Los Angeles, and they speak to, I guess they would do closer to more street music, like Trae the Truth said. How did you come about meeting such a street-oriented group and bringing them into your fold, and how do you think people will perceive an artist like Kweli releasing a group like Strong Arm Steady?
Well, one of the first experiences I had in the business that was teaching and telling was I did a party in Los Angeles, and the Locks was there. They had the records out with Puff at the time, and I seen them, but I had my records out on Raucous. They was on Bad Boy. They came up to me and they started talking to me about my music, and I had assumed that they didn't know about what I was doing, and that was an assumption on my part. And so I learned early in my career not to make those assumptions, but I had that type of experience. So being in Los Angeles a lot, I used to hang out with Exhibit a lot. Strong Arm Steady is a rap group that Exhibit was sort of a member of a few years back. Feel the Agony from Strong Arm Steady. Whenever I used to come to Los Angeles, he used to pick me up from the airport, take care of me, make sure I was straight, whatever I needed in Los Angeles. And after that, I got the label situation with Warner Brothers. And the first artist we signed was Jean Grey, who's a female MC, one of my favorite rappers ever. And you know, Strong Arm just made sense. They was in the streets, putting out mixtapes. And Strong Arm is comprised of Cron Don, who's an artist from Los Angeles, Feel the Agony from Los Angeles, and Mitchie Slick from San Diego. Like you said, they're more street-based artists, but they've come together. And when, you know, the power of brothers coming together making music is just, you know, that's why I'm in so many groups, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's like, you know, it's great. You know, I'm known as a solo artist, but I'm a fan of the groups. And Strong Arm is 3 solo artists who come together, and it's been a tough road. You know, we dropped the album this February. It's called Arms and Hammers. I'm very excited about it. It's a great West Coast hip-hop album, but it's universal. Got myself on it, Planet Asia, KRS-One, but Too Short, Corrupt, Martian Ambrosius is on it. You know, it's a great album, and it just solidifies the idea that we all are doing the same thing. What people don't understand is like it's a caricature. It's you making up a character to play. Now my character that I've made up happens to be very close to who I am in real life, but it's still a character. There's still decisions I make as an MC, as a performer that I wouldn't make in my everyday life. And I'm part of a generation of working class MCs. I think we all are. You know what I'm saying? Like, we go out there, we perform for the people, but because hip-hop has that keep it real thing, people confuse when artists say they keep it real, but nah, this is who I really am in real life. And there's artists who do say, oh, this is how I am in real life, but they ain't true artists, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard for people to see the difference. People get confused.
You know, we heard Kweli talking about keeping it real, and we deal with that on a daily basis in secular music. I'm curious about keeping it real. How you know, is there a divide within the form of music that you do within the Christian music society, whereas some people are maybe line walkers, or you know, are some people too secular for Christian rap, or you know, how does that work within your community? Because the same way we would assume that Kweli would have more in common with, say, a Pharaoh Monch than a Trae the Truth. Does that exist within Christian music as well? Are some people more dedicated to the word as opposed to the craft?
Yeah, I mean, we have the same, you know, group of people who have shortcomings in their lives. They fall short. Some are in stages of their life where, you know, they might have just given their life to Christ, but they still want to rap. They still want to pursue the street, you know, reaching the streets. And so you'll have rappers within our genre that might boast about their rims, boast about making money. And, you know, according to the scripture, you know, the word would stand against any form of pride, arrogance, boasting in self. And so we have artists that will walk that line. And, you know, it's to each his own. Some people love an artist like that because it's a breath of fresh air from the other rapper who's Christian and everything is so theological that it's almost like another world. And so we'll have artists that may be battle rap type artists that are boasting their skills and challenge MCs and things like that. Once again, they're walking a fine line with acceptance amongst the Christian population. Although the same Christians that would challenge that would, you know, buy a mainstream record and not have a problem with it. It's weird. I'll say that a lot of people, when they decide they're going to start rapping for the Lord, they eventually grow into a level of maturity where they don't want to walk that line, they don't want to get close to it, and if they don't, they usually will go back to making mainstream music and abandon any form of Christian content. And the most successful Christian MCs do not walk that line. The most successful Christian MCs, they keep it far away from that line. And they keep it straight scripture and not really relational to the street type music because they have a church audience of youth groups from white to black, Hispanic, Asian that consume their music because their youth pastors know it's safe. We still have yet to arrive at a point where a street type of Christian hip-hop MC is accepted amongst the church in a way where he can really sell some units and make a living doing this.
And is that more of a reflection of society, or is that basically just because of the fact that it's labeled as rap music?
I think it's a reflection of, probably a reflection of society and how diverse we are and how we all live our lives sometimes behind a mask, you know, and there's no way that I can throw stones at anybody because I fall short. So, you know, when I see a rapper walk that line, it's like, you know, give him some grace, give him some time, talk to him, spend some time with him, you know, get to know him. I have an artist, y'all met him in the classroom, Vaughn. Vaughn pushes the limits all the time. He's pushing the limits, but you know what? Vaughn will go anywhere. And he will share his amazing testimony of being saved from a life of drugs, alcohol, women, just, you know, a thug lifestyle. And I will watch people respond and change their lives. I will watch youth turn around and denounce their gangs, and people get delivered of drugs. He'll walk in the middle. We go to Brazil and go to a place called Cracolândia. Walk in the middle and start rapping for people, and they crowd around, and then we tell them about the love of Jesus and how it changed our lives. And so why would I have a problem with him? And then I'll see another rapper who's very theological in his raps fall to a sin, whether it's adultery or maybe he's a compulsive liar. We're all screwed up. You know, we're just all jacked up, and we're in need of some help. And so we got to allow grace for one another. I hope that answers your question.
Oh, absolutely.